Hey everybody, welcome to JLBsportsTV. I am Justin Block, and today we have another Fan Friday. I know this is more of a Fan Saturday, but yesterday we had to cover the Joe Allen signing, and today we're bringing you the Fan Friday. We're answering your questions right now. Here's one question that somebody submitted via Facebook. Which player is the most bigger, most better for you? I mean, all Liverpool FC history, who's your favorite? Out of every player in Liverpool Football Club's history, I'm only going to speak on the players that I have seen play, and I've been following them for about 4 years now, and I have to say Steven Gerrard, head and shoulders my favorite. It was Fernando Torres until he burned that bridge, but Steven Gerrard, that's our captain right there. Inspiration, that's my favorite player. Here's another question submitted via Facebook. A question for Fan Friday number 5. Do Liverpool need to sign wingers? If they do, how many should Liverpool sign and what kind of wingers? Please make a transfer update video. Well, here we go. We've seen Maxi, Cout, and Bellamy all depart. Those are wingers right there. But in terms of attackers that we've had brought in, we've only had Fabio Borini. I still think Liverpool will be in for another striker, winger mold. We all know under Rodgers' system, there's no really such thing as an out-and-out striker per se. So I do think they'll bring in a forward who can also play out wide, and also another true winger. A couple names that have been tossed around: Theo Walcott, Adam Johnson, Gaston Ramirez is consistently linked. Clint Dempsey, I think, is about to be the next deal headed up. So out of those 4 players, I think we'll see 2 of those come in. But hit the comment section down below. I want to know who you think out of those 4 players I just named Liverpool should sign. Here's another question, and it's kind of Daniel Agger related. How much should Man City pay for Agger if they buy him? Do we need another striker? Should Joe Allen come to Liverpool, and do you think it's likely that Joe Allen will come? If Agger leaves, who should replace him? Well, we all know Joe Allen came, and if Man City is willing to pay the £27 million valuation for Daniel Agger, I think Liverpool should take that. A £27 million valuation for Daniel Agger, if Man City were to pay that, would make him the 3rd most expensive in the history of all defenders and the 2nd most expensive in EPL history, right behind Rio Ferdinand. I don't think that Man City will meet that valuation for Daniel Agger, but I do think this is a saga that will drag on till the last day of the deadline window, even though Daniel Agger has done everything he possibly can to tell Liverpool fans that he wants to stay and he will be staying. Now we're moving on to the questions that you guys left via YouTube. Joe Allen and Gaston Ramirez, which is better? Would be a good signing for these 2 players. I think Joe Allen is a great signing. You guys can check my video out that I did yesterday. I explained the Joe Allen signing. I think Gaston Ramirez would also be a good signing for Liverpool. We watched him play during the Olympics with Uruguay, and he was one of their best players for me. He scored a beautiful free kick. He showed incisiveness, like to make in runs cutting infield. He's got a terrific left foot, great technique, some pace to boot as well, and he's a great creator. I think coming in on the right-hand side, he would do well in the Liverpool system. Here's a good one. Do you think LFC should look into MLS talent? There's some quality players currently playing in the MLS. I think people don't give it the respect it deserves. Yeah, I don't think people respect the MLS enough. I'm a big MLS fan. I follow my local club, the New York Red Bulls, and there are indeed some great talent in the MLS. The likes of Tim Howard, Landon Donovan, Josie Altidore, but those guys have all come from the MLS. Clint Dempsey came from the MLS. So these are players that have had success overseas, and many American players are actually playing in Europe. I think more and more clubs should look into MLS. I think one of my favorite players, Ron Agger, actually trained for Liverpool for a little bit last year. So there are some stars in America. There are some stars in MLS. I think Premier League clubs would do well to look into more American talent in the MLS, but as a whole, it really drags beyond the rest of the world, mainly because American players, American professional footballers, instead of signing for a team at 16, 17 years old, they go to college for 4 years where they're competing against not as great competition compared to their international counterparts. So right there, American talent isn't as great and isn't nurtured to be as great as European talent, but I think there's still some hidden gems waiting to be undiscovered there. Oh, here's an NBA one I like. Would you rather have Rondo or Westbrook on my team? On my team, I would rather have Rajon Rondo. I'm of the belief that you need a pure point guard to win a championship. Russell Westbrook is a scorer-first guard who's inconsistent in the point guard role. He can go out and score you 30 points a night. If you look at all the NBA teams, at least for my knowledge, a team has never really won the title without a true point guard. Anytime you have a score-first point guard or a combo guard like an Allen Iverson playing point guard, you're just not going to win the championship. And for me, I would rather have Rondo. Here's another question about Jay Spearing. Justin, am I the only one who thinks Jay Spearing is pretty awful and would not even be a standout player at our championship or League One team, let alone Liverpool? Yeah, honestly, Jay Spearing is not up to Liverpool snuff, in just my opinion. He makes as a decent squad player at the very best, if you're being kind. Basically, I don't want to see him have to play an extended period of games like he did last year when Lucas was injured. For me, Jay Spearing, even though he gets, plaudits from coaches, Brendan Rodgers said, he's the heart of Liverpool, and that's all very commendable, but he's somebody that Liverpool is always looking to upgrade upon. Here's one question that I actually kind of like. Do you think it would be best if Liverpool don't bother entering Europa League through the qualifiers by sending out a reserve team against the opposition? I think it's a difficult question right here because Brendan Rodgers, as a first-year manager, doesn't want to send out the message that he doesn't care about the Europa League because, it's always nice to win a trophy. And he could actually get punishment by UEFA for sending out a weekend side. I think as a first-year manager, you want to show that I can compete in all competitions, but at the same time, Liverpool don't exactly have the squad depth right now to compete in all 4 competitions right now. The Europa League's a very grueling season. And personally, I don't care about the Europa League, the FA Cup, or the Carling Cup, or whatever the hell it's going to be called this year. I want to get back to top 4. If that means Liverpool have to crash out early in all 3 of those competitions just to get that 4th place, that's fine for me. Getting Champions League should be the #1 priority for Liverpool because with that, you have Champions League money, transfer targets will come much easily, and you get validation that you're a Champions League club, and that's important for a club like Liverpool that is on the up and up, that's been in the basement for the past couple years, and for Brendan Rodgers as a first-year manager. So while it would be nice to make runs in all those competitions this year, I'm not going to cry if they crash out early. For me, that just means that they could concentrate on the league more. And here's the last question. What are we going to do with Carroll? I don't know what we're going to do with Carroll because it doesn't seem like Newcastle want him. West Ham publicly sort of stopped their bid for Andy Carroll. It appears that he's going to stay as Liverpool player this season, but it's kind of up in the air what is going to happen with him because as a player on Liverpool, it doesn't seem that he fits tactically with Rodgers' system. But in a previous video, you've seen stats from him last season, you've seen stats from Swansea strikers last season. You couldn't really tell either way whether Carroll would or would not fit Rodgers' system at Liverpool. So I think it's up to Andy Carroll to sort of, recreate himself as a player to fit Rodgers' system, and for Rodgers to sort of give a little bit of leeway when Andy Carroll comes on the pitch. Because for me right now, he's best coming off the bench as sort of a change of pace kind of player. When Andy Carroll's on the pitch, the entire team has to change the way they attack around him. And we all know that's not exactly what Rodgers wants right now. So I do think Andy Carroll can work at Liverpool, but it would take some compromise from Rodgers and even more compromise from Andy Carroll to adopt his playing style. And honestly, I think at 22, 23 years old, that's not the best career move from him. I think he would have done well to go on that loan to West Ham and get starts in, because as a young player, there's nothing more important than getting starts, getting your confidence up, just getting as many minutes as possible. And with Liverpool right now, he only stands to get about, the occasional start here or there. Maybe 30 to 20 minutes coming off the bench every match. Bottom line, Andy Carroll is not going to get the starting quality minutes that he needs as a young player. As a career move, I think it would have been better to go to West Ham. Yes, it's kind of strange, as a career move, trading down a club, but he needs to get the consistent minutes that he will need to continue to grow. So that's my final thought on Andy Carroll. So that's it for JLB Sports TV today. I am Justin Block. If you want to submit more questions for Fan Friday, comment on the video below. Hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/JLBsportsTV, my Twitter account, @JBlock49, or the website Twitter account, @JLBsportsTV49. There are a million different ways to contact me. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on the transfers that's going on right now. I'm on vacation. I'm going to go hop in the pool. Let's get this off. Oh, the water's so cold. Young Phelps. YWA.